Welcome to the latest weather update brought to you by the ORCV, and I'm Simon Dryden. I was hopeful to have good news, and I've even been thinking about this morning, thinking about the Jetsons, and so we are go. But unfortunately, at this stage, we're still a go or a hold, so we won't know finally whether we're going to run the race, unfortunately, till tomorrow morning, where we'll get a better idea. I've spoken to the duty forecaster, and he says the weather's changing quite a bit, so it could be good, but we'll just have to wait a little bit before we can get a definitive answer. But anyway, I thought I'd take this opportunity and walk you through what's happening, and we're going to look here at the 500 millibar chart. And if you look there where I've put that pink circle, you can see where on Friday at 10 o'clock the lines there are mostly parallel, and then I'll take you to 10 o'clock on Saturday, and you can see, if we look further up there, you can see that the winds have turned more sharply to the left, and that little 80 knot, that green patch, which is the 80 knot period, is, if you look on the charts at the moment, it goes well to the north of us. So while this could still be an issue, but with a bit of luck, I have a feeling that we might get some better weather. Anyway, we'll go and have a look, and we'll just go and turn off that circle there. And if you look at the weather, is quite stable, with the high has reinforced, sorry, that's Sunday. So we'll just go and look at Saturday at start time, and you can see this little front and things that is embedded in here, and this is the bit that we're not sure about. And so on Saturday, according to this chart, is that you can see this stuff is all the westerly coming in there, and then as we go further in Saturday afternoon, it moves through, the front moves through, and it's back to southwesterly. So if we look at this particular model here, we can see that that change that comes through on Saturday is the area that we're looking at. And so again, if I just highlight it for you, it's this area here, which is over the top of the race course. And if we go to Saturday at 10 o'clock, we can see that activity there and that little hook in the isobars, and that hook there is what could make the wind stronger than we can think, then we would run the race. If we look to Sunday, you can see the highs moving in, the southwesterly is becoming established, and things have all calmed down. So we're hopeful that things might change. But anyway, we'll go and have a look at METI. And again, METI, if we look around race time, we can see that that northwesterly, west northwesterly is in. It is in reasonable strength, and this time the front that we're looking at starts to come in between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And if we go into 10 o'clock here and we choose an area, and we go and have a look at the detail on Saturday, and I'll just go and get rid of my circle again, and if you look down the bottom at wind speed, you can see the winds 23 knots, 23 knots, 30 knots, 29 knots, 31. So it's right on the margin here if we look at predict wind in the middle of the bay. And so I'm still hopeful that we're going to run a race, but anyway, let's leave the decision to the final thing. It'll be tomorrow sometime, but it looks, to me, it looks possible, but we'll see what happens. If we go and have a look at predict wind, and we go and have a look at their map, and we'll just play that quickly for you, you can see the boats are moving pretty quickly, and the wind is going pretty well, and by the time the front goes, the boats don't have anywhere to go. So I'll just move it along to sort of around the finish time, and it's showing a little longer than yesterday, so in just 2 o'clock, so a bit of beating, as you can see. If you look where I put my little circle again, you can see that the boats have a bit of beating around there. So anyway, if we look at the tables, and we'll go and look at the tables here, and I'll just get rid of my little pink circle, and you can see that the models are saying 20 to 30 knots in this kind of area, and it's only the GFS model, which is this one down here, that is saying there's some wind 30 to 40 knots. So if it stays in the 20 to 30 knots, which is strong wind, we'll be happy to run the race. But if the figures start to get high in this 30 to 40%, that's when we're going to have trouble. Lastly, I'll just give you one quick little extra, is if we look at the models, this is the wind models, and here on this model I'm looking at the predict wind one, and on this side I'm looking at this is the predict wind one using the European model, and this is the European model. So this one has a few more local features in it, and so that's on Saturday. And so if we play the model around, is that you can see they are not predicting anything of northerlies through the race. So they're saying that that come start time, which is around here, a little bit back, there's only a touch of the westerlies in before it goes southwest. Anyway, sorry I haven't got better news for you. Hope you enjoyed my little explanation of the weather, and I'll come back to you first thing tomorrow with a more definitive answer. Thanks.